southwestradio.com. And Mark Hilliard of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce is with us this morning. I'll reintroduce it because it didn't go on the computer there. Mark Hilliard, Chamber of Commerce, is with us this morning. Our visit presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. So when last we talked with Mark, it was just after the annual meeting, and it was, time to maybe take it back a little bit, breathe, and relax, and then get back into the new year. Well, we have spoken with him since with Excellence in Education, but that's generally the agenda here as we begin 2025. Are you ready to ramp it back up now?
Oh, we've already started. I mean, we've hit the ground running here this new year. We don't have a lot of events coming up in January, which is kind of typical, but in terms of planning for the year, that's already begun, and a lot of workforce development initiatives, and we're working with Aaron IU and IUP and even IRMC for our Rural Healthcare Careers Day. That's going to be held down at Lenape Tech on February the 24th, and that's going to be for high school students in Indiana and Armstrong counties that are interested in going into a healthcare-related field. And we're trying to expand upon that. Healthcare as an area we feel Indiana County is going to continue to grow in an industry that it's going to grow here in the next 10 years, and we want to really work to try to create some of those skills and opportunities for our young people and allow them and their parents to know what opportunities may be available if a student has that set of skills. Even going to elementary school, there are certain things that could lead them toward a healthcare-related field that maybe they're not aware of yet. So we're hoping to try to create that pipeline a little bit that way, and this is a good start, and working with some great partners to hold that down at Lenape.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because I was going to ask you about that at some point. We might as well do it now.
Sure.
Healthcare in Indiana County, part of the overall regional picture for really southwestern Pennsylvania, it's become a real hotbed. And with the new mental health facility at IRMC, with the various expansions that they've had in services, with the College of Osteopathic Medicine at IUP, it just seems like there's something there that Indiana County can and is grabbing onto that it can really, really be. They keep using the term game changer, but it can really change the face of what Indiana County is all about.
Well, I don't think a lot of people recognize that there's a really high demand right now for rural healthcare physicians in rural areas, and I think I've mentioned this in one of the interviews we've had months ago, but there are a couple of school districts even within this county that don't have a physician within that school district that is located there. So in terms of rural healthcare and osteopathic medicine and those opportunities, we have a lot of physicians through, not just in that field, but physicians as a whole that are kind of reaching that retirement age as well. And there are going to be some openings, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and really we want to try to recruit those students. And if we can, and even talking with Dr. Rose over at IUP, at the new College of Osteopathic Medicine, I know one of her initiatives is trying to, work and have some of these students and future doctors be homegrown. And students that come right here from Indiana County high schools and be able to go right into IUP and then continue to work here once they graduate. So, we want to do that not just with healthcare, although healthcare is certainly, like you said, and some of those partnerships have already been created with IUP and IRMC and some of the things that they're doing and the rural healthcare initiatives that they've been putting on. I think that there's some great things happening. And there will be a lot of opportunities. And really for us, it's just a matter of trying to, ensure that our students know what those opportunities are. And students that might be younger recognize that there may be opportunities within the healthcare field that they, the parents wouldn't have recognized otherwise. So that falls on us a bit to try to show what kind of skills might be needed in those careers in the future. And it's exciting because there are with the new Behavioral Health Institute and the College of Osteopathic Medicine and some of the partnerships IRMC is creating. It's we're kind of ground zero right now for that healthcare industry in the region, and I think it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah. It's going to be really, really fascinating to watch this unfold and what it means for Indiana County, because that's, we have had in the past a very much energy-oriented economy here in Indiana County, and if we can add this to the energy sector, it just makes Indiana County stronger.
I think there are a number of industries that we're going to see start to grow here in the next 10 years, healthcare being one of them. I think energy continuing that way. And I think tech is something that is growing as well, and I think you're going to hear more about that in the coming years. But, we're excited. I think there's some great things on the horizon for Indiana County. And, we just want to make sure we have the workforce to be able to fill some of these jobs once they're available. And when these businesses are here and looking for help, we want to make sure that they come from Indiana County. And, that's something that we've been working on for the number of years. And so it's exciting, but there's a lot of work to do yet.
Yeah. Now, speaking of energy, of course, the Homer City Power Plant remains a focal point of interest for many, many folks. And getting something going there and just settling down into, okay, this is a thing that has happened and is a part of the overall mix for us would be a really good thing.
Yeah.
And that's coming. It might take a little bit longer than people want it to, but it is, and so that's a really exciting development, I think.
It's exciting, and everything we've heard about it gets us excited as well. And there's some things we can't share, but I know a ton of work is and a ton of discussions are being had on that property and on what's going to happen. And I know eventually we're going to have that big announcement in terms of what is going in there. And I think they're waiting to have a lot of the details ironed out before any of those things happen. But there is positive momentum and there's certainly movement. Nothing has stalled. It's all still moving forward. But there's a lot of things when you're talking about taking a facility that had done that for a number of years in terms of coal generation and energy generation, and repurposing it to anything. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to go into that. So, it's not just something you can, flick a switch and suddenly it's doing something different. There's
good analogy, by the way.
Well, with the energy, yeah. But yeah, it's something that it requires a lot of work, not just physical work, but a lot of paperwork too, and getting some things done. So, what we can say is that things are moving forward with it. It's not happening as fast as I think anybody wants it to, but it's happening in the right way. And I think that if what ends up transpiring with that property is anything close to what we've been hearing, I think people in this county are going to be very excited.
Yeah. Another of the industries that we think of, and maybe not as much as we should, or maybe in the future we will, is the fact that Indiana County tourism continues to be a real highlight. People want to come to this county for what it has to offer. I think the pedestrian bridge, if we ever get that thing completed, is going to be a big part of the trail network. Yeah.
We're excited too because by the hopefully by the middle of this year, certainly by the end of this year, we're going to be in the same building as the Indiana County Tourist Bureau. So we work really closely with them in a lot of ways, especially through the CEO. But there are a lot of great things happening. I mean, parks and trails, and like you mentioned with the pedestrian bridge, I think that's something that we want to work with them to help market that once it's up and running, so that people can actually will use it. We can bring people in from out of the area. But there are a lot of people that are coming from out of the area to come here. And what's really encouraging is when I've talked to a lot of employers this past year in 2024, a lot of the employers have said they've seen a lot more resumes and a lot more applications from outside of Indiana County for jobs. People are looking to come into the county, because of some of the things that are happening. A lot of that's tourism related. A lot of that is some of the businesses that have come here. Sometimes we take it for granted and we get excited when we see one of these new chain restaurants coming into town. But when you look at some of the counties surrounding us, that they don't have a lot of these opportunities and some of these things coming into the area, and it makes it much more attractive for Indiana County, and we love hearing more families looking to move into Indiana County to take jobs with some of these employers, because that's something that we want to continue to grow our population that way, and it's exciting when we hear about that with employers saying that they're seeing a lot more out of the county applications, and we hope that continues with some of the opportunities that are here, and certainly tourism plays a major role in that.
Yeah. What events do you have coming up?
So right now we have that Rural Healthcare Careers Camp, and we're starting to fill our schedule with our business after hours. Right now we don't have a lot of major events because our Excellence in Education isn't until late April, and then we get really ramped up with our golf outing and the Hall of Fame in September. But we're trying to get our some of our events on the schedule. Next week we do have a coffee talk, which is sort of a morning networking event that'll be at the chamber offices. That's going to be on Tuesday, but that'll be our first real event of the year, and we would love to continue to fill up that schedule. I will say, if anybody's interested in after hours, we are seeing the calendar fill up, so we've put that out there on our Facebook page and on our website, IndianaCountyChamber.com. So if you're interested in hosting an after hours, we're only limiting it to 2 per month this year because we filled up pretty quickly last year. So if there's any interest, please get on there and apply right away for that. It is free for chamber members to host an after hours. So we'd love to see a lot of those filled up quickly and get our calendar out there for everyone to see.
There you go.
So it's coming up. It's going to be busy really quickly, Todd.
Yeah. He's Mark Hilliard, Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for the visit.
Hey, thanks, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Indiana High Hockey tonight, right?
Yes, late one.
On the road.
On the road at North Catholic, yep.
Yeah. His kid plays for the team. It's the voice of Indiana County. Coming up, a couple of moments. It'll be Fox News at the top of the hour. It's 2 minutes away right now. And then it's the Brian Kilmeade Show. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.